Greetings, I'm Barrett and welcome to Meet Me at the Table. Yep, today we're doing an unboxing of Bloodborne from Cool Mini or Not. I'm really excited for this one. I just got my all-in pledge shipped to me today. I'm excited to open this up and see what's inside this box. Now, I haven't actually really played the video game of this. I know of the video game and how it all works, but I've never actually got a chance to try it out. I should probably give it a shot because I've heard a lot of really good things. But this is the board game. I'm excited to give this a shot. I love dungeon crawlers, and this is right up my alley with a great story that has different ways of actually ending based on what you do. I'm excited to see how this all plays out. Let's go ahead and open this up and see what's inside. And if you're excited to do that, then I need you to meet me at the table. I went ahead and opened the boxes, and this is absolutely everything we are going to be unboxing. This is an all-in pledge. It has the Hunter's Dream. It's got the Yahar'gul's Unseen Village. I've also got the Upper Cathedral Ward. I've got Mergo's Loft. I've got the Chalice Dungeon. We've got the Blood Moon box over here. We've got the actual core game right here. Down here we've got the Forbidden Woods. Then we have the Forsaken Castle, Cainhurst Castle. We've got Byrgenwerth. I'm going to pronounce a lot of these wrong and I apologize. And then we also have the Hunter's Dream expansion right here. And of course the board game Forsaken Cainhurst Castle's extras right there. All right, we're going to go ahead, of course, and start with the base game itself right here. And then we're going to go through all the rest of these boxes. So sit down, grab something to drink, maybe a cup of coffee, something to sip on, and we'll see how this goes. This is going to be the core game, so I'm excited to get to this first because I think you can see everything in it. And if you don't want to know what the expansions are, you're good to go. But if you want to see everything, which I'm super excited to do, you're going to see it all here. This game is by Cool Mini or Not, Bloodborne. The board game, it was a PlayStation game. It still is. And its game is by Michael Snell and Eric Lang. We're going to go ahead and take the game box off and see what is inside. We do, of course, have our rule book, which I have actually already had a chance to read through. So this game is going to be coming to the table really, really soon. First, we have our punch board up on top. We have our HP tokens here. We have some insight tokens here as well. We also have broken lamp tokens. These are our consumable tokens right here that are going to go on the board. And if we find them, we can draw from our consumable deck. We do have poison and frenzy tokens. Those are different statuses along with some of the other statuses that could happen to you as well. We also have a fog gates. We have, what are these tokens? Oh, these are blood echo tokens. These are kind of like your experience points that you can go and spend to get new abilities. We also have survivor tokens here, and these are some of, I believe, our NPCs that we may be visiting. This token right here is the hunt track token. This is going to be going down the track as you play, and if you ever get to the end, you lose, and you got to redo the game. All right, then it looks like we have more punch boards, and all of these are going to be the different places that you can be in Bloodborne. So we're going to go ahead and just take a look at one of these, and of course on here it shows you what tokens you're going to place out there, and it shows you all the different sectors of this place, and of course where you can go from each of these places. You can't go and can't leave this way, but you can leave in these directions. So there's going to be lots of different map tiles. I believe they're all going to have the same back because you're going to mix these up, and it's a completely modular, semi-modular, I should say, adventure when you play. So we're going to go ahead and put a lot of these to the side, and as you can tell, they are just disintegrating before my eyes. So the punch boards are going to come out really easy, let me tell you. We already got, there they go. They got all four. That was pretty awesome. So all these are going to be punched out, and we're going to be putting them aside. Let's see if I can pick the rest of these up without them all falling to pieces. There's one more underneath. All right, there we go. I got all of the punch boards out of it. Now, of course, these are all different tiles for the game under here. So we're just going to put these aside. This right here is our hunt board. This is where we're going to put the enemies that are going to be used inside the adventure that you're on, or the campaign you're doing, or the mission you're doing. Also, these are going to be the upgrades that you can purchase with those tokens that we looked at earlier from the hunter deck as you play through it. This is the chapter card that you're going to be using, and this is the hunt tracker here. And if, like I said, if it gets all the way to the end, then you lose the game. This token right symbol is here. Could mean different things during the mission. One of the things it can do is restart the board. You can reset up monsters on the map tiles. I had to cut it right there because I didn't realize that underneath that board was going to be a digital code, and I want to actually take advantage of the code. So I don't want it to go on the internet. Sorry, I apologize. That this I want to keep for myself. These, I believe, are going to be all our miniatures, and we'll put those aside. We'll look at those in a second, unless there's more stuff. Yes, there is more stuff under here. These are the hunter dashboards. These dashboards are going to be used for each of our hunters. And there's 4 different, and all of them are exactly the same, except a little bit different colors, so you know which one is yours. Here's the 4 different characters that come in the core box, and each one of them is going to be a little bit different. They're each going to have different ways of attacking, and they're going to have different ability cards that they're going to come with. So you have right here the Saw Cleaver. So for example, he's got 3 different attacks that he can do, and when you're going to be placing a card here, it kind of powers up or adds to the attack, or potentially does something completely different for that attack area. And once these are filled up, you actually can't do anything else, so you clear them or you flip the guy over. And this shows you the speed at which these are going to attack at. So the more you have here, the faster it is. For example, he's got these saw cutters here, so these things are probably going to move pretty quick. Now of course you can flip them over, and he's got a whole new range of attacks with these saw cleavers. Now of course he's got even a heavy attack that's going to do a lot of damage, but it's going to go near the end. It also has some abilities down here. Attack with Stagger also deals +1, and it does some other things down here. We'll have to see how all of this works. This of course is the saw cleaver guy. We also have the threaded cane. That's this character. They're all based on the weapon, of course, they're using. This is that character's board. We've got the axe, the hunter axe right there. He has pretty much all the same attacks straight across. I wonder what his other side of his board is. Okay, so he turns into more of a hunter axe. Oh, so his thing totally changes. That's pretty cool. All right, we're going to put that one aside. And then we've got Ludwig's Holy Blade. It's got a quick stab and some slashes. Oh, or we could turn it into a big giant sword with only 2 attacks. Oh my goodness, it does 4 damage. That's ridiculous. Just out of curiosity, what is the threaded cane's other side? It does, oh, it turns into more of a whip-looking type contraption. That's pretty awesome. Well, it's a flail. That probably makes more sense. All right, we're going to put those aside. These are all the different cards. We are going to go through all of these, of course, but some of these we're not going to be able to see because I just don't want to give away all the stuff that happens in this game, because, of course, this is a campaign-type game, which is, it's a cool game because it's not one huge overarching campaign. They have all different types of campaign games in it with different stories that can unfold as you play through it, which is really cool. So these are the 3 that start that you get in the base game: the Growing Madness, the Long Hunt, and the Secret of the Church. Those are the 3 that come in the core box. The first deck of cards is our cards that have our player aids and also our 14 different monsters. Now, I'm not going to show you all the monsters, but I will show you one so you can see exactly what the monsters are all about. So, for example, we have this hunter mob. He's got 4 health, and he has basic attack, special attack, and an ability. And he's going to have a deck of his own that has 3 different basics, 2 different specials, and 1 ability card. You're going to flip that, and then you're going to correspond it to what weapon or attack he's going to do. And he's going to have his different types of attacks based on speeds, what he's going to do. And of course, every monster is a little bit different, and every monster actually has 2 different sides, just like our character does. So again, here's our friend hunter mob that has 4 health and different attacks. Basic and special are a little bit different. And he has this frenzy. Now, of course, when you have 3 basic, 2 special, and 1 ability, unless the deck shuffles on its own, you'll actually get an idea of what might be coming because you've seen some of the cards already that this monster's already pulled. So, like I said, there's 14 different monsters in here. I don't want to give them all, I don't want to show you them all, but they do have like huntsman minions, scourge beasts, and all these different things. So I'm going to put those aside. When I said there were 3 different campaigns, I lied. There's 4. The 4th one is the Fall of Old Yahar'gul, and this is the campaign deck that goes with it. It's huge, and you're not going to see all these cards because you're going to make choices along your path that's going to put you into different areas and make things happen in your game that could be different from others. And every one of these does start with an introduction card, so I have no problem showing you that because if you already said to play it, this is your introduction. So it's going to tell you a little bit about what's going on inside this story, and then I believe you then go to your next card, which would be your Chapter 1 setup card, which shows you the enemies you're going to use, the tiles that you're going to randomize, and this symbol right here is equal to how many people are playing the game, up to 4. So if you have 4 times 2, 8 random tiles, or if you're playing solo, you'd only put 2 in. That's the way that you would set up each one of your campaigns. Now that's as far as I'm going to go in the campaign decks themselves. I don't want to show you any more than that. So those are now that's only one of the campaigns. There's 3 other ones that I'm not even going to open to show you because they all actually basically feel the same way when it comes to it. You read the introduction, and then there's some Chapter 1 setup. Not only are you going to have your dashboard with your character card there, but you're also going to be able to get a firearm. And that's what the next set of cards are. For example, you can have a repeating pistol on the hunter's turn. Discard 1 card to refresh for free when you transform your weapon. And then I believe on the other side is going to have what it does. When an enemy makes a basic attack, automatically stagger that enemy, which is the status condition that that enemy is going to have. And every character is going to be able to choose one of these, I believe, or it's going to be dealt out one of these as we play. Next, we have different attack decks. This is the enemy attack action deck. Remember I said that it comes with a certain amount of cards, and these cards are all going to have the same stuff. It's going to, I believe it's 3, there's an ability, 2 specials, and 3 basics. So these are going to be shuffled up quite a bit, and then you're going to go ahead and draw when it's the enemy's turn to see what they do. Now on top of that, our bosses are all going to have their own decks as well, and they're going to come in 2 different ways. They're going to have a phase 1 combat deck, and they're going to have a phase 2 based on what they do. It's going to be totally different. I'm pretty excited to see this. I'm excited to try to fight one of these big bosses and he could go from phase 1 to phase 2 and see how different they actually perform. Of course, each boss does have its own card, and it does have 2 different phases. I'm just going to show you one. This one, of course, has a phase 1, and when this is the amount of health it has based on the number of hunters out there fighting it. And once you do 14 damage, you would flip it over to the phase 2 and have to do 12 more if you're playing a 2-player game. Now, if you do more than what is on the card before it flips to phase 2, it doesn't matter. Once you get to 14, you're done, and whatever else you did extra doesn't spill over to the other side. So these are the different boss cards you're going to get as well. There's a few of them in there. I'm going to guess 4 because there's 4 different campaigns. Next, we have a deck of consumable cards. These are going to be the cards you find. You're going to gain consumables as you play through the game. These are going to be pretty powerful one-time use items. Let's take a look at one of them. For example, we can get a bolt paper. On attack, you're going to gain 1 speed if you use this one. And let's see what another one is. Let's go ahead and check out this one. It's another consumable. This one is a pungent blood cocktail. Hunter's turn, 1 non-boss enemy within 2 spaces does not activate. Not too bad. So you can stop something from actually killing you. That's not a bad idea. All right, those are the consumables. The next deck is full of all of our hunter starting cards. These are the basic cards we're going to get. It's also shown by the symbol down here, plus it says basic up on the top. These are all basic, and there's 4 different types of cards. There's endurance, skill, strength, and vitality. And each one is kind of do its own thing. So the vitality ones, for example, let you draw a card, and they all say draw 1 card. And you're going to start with 3 of each of these cards. And as you go through the game, though, of course, we dodge. You can clear this slot. You can go ahead and dodge things. You can stagger enemies. And the last ones, you can add +1 to your damage. And all of them are exactly the same, 4 of the exact same cards. So you're going to start with these. They're going to be pretty boring. You're going to start with the same stuff, but then you're going to be able to upgrade from that upgrade area you saw. For example, I'm able to get block 2 damage from this. I could get, when used for non-attack action, heal 2. That's pretty good. We can dodge, and after dodging, deal 2 to the enemy. Oh, it's a counter strike. That sounds awesome. And then we've got cheap shots. I mean, this is really cool. Leaping, make a move action before using this card to attack. That sounds amazing. So these are the upgrade cards that you're going to get as you play through the game. And you can buy those upgrade cards with the Blood Echo tokens we saw earlier. These are 25 different reward cards. I'm not going to show you anything but the front of this one, because these we're going to find during the campaign, and I don't want to know anything about these, and I'm sorry I'm not going to spoil them for you as well. Those are all the cards found in Bloodborne. Now the next thing I want to show you, of course, are the miniatures that go along with this game. Cool mini or not, it has a really good job of miniatures. Let's go ahead and see how those turned out for Bloodborne. It can make tons of noise here. Oh, these look pretty good. Let's take a look. Oh, I'm really digging these big ones down here. All right, we're going to start up here. We're going to look at these. These, of course, are going to be our hunters. We've got her looking pretty awesome with that big giant sword. I think I'm a big fan of that character. That would be the one I am. This is the staff character. It's got that staff, and look at this. It's got a bazooka. That's pretty awesome. Wow, bazooka. He's going to bring a bazooka to a fight. Why not? This is the guy that has the saw scythes or the saw attacks here, and he's got a pistol in his hand. So each one is carrying their weapon. Oh, here's this guy with that giant axe we saw. That's pretty cool. All right, so we got those. Then these look like just some of the minions. Sadly, I don't know the name of them because I didn't look at the monster cards. Probably should look at the monster cards, and I know what these are. But I'm not going to ruin those monster cards for myself. I want to see them as they come out. I don't even know what this is, but this guy looks pretty awesome. These are going to be really fun to paint. All right, that's this set of miniatures. Let's see what we have down here. We've got more miniatures. We have the smaller ones down here and the bigger ones up here. Oh, these must be obviously some of the bosses in the game. Oh, wow. Now, like I said, I haven't played the video game yet, so I don't know how much represented the video game this is. I'm going to guess it's pretty much straight from the video game. I don't see why it wouldn't. These are all really cool. These are the mob that we saw. This is the hunter mob. So I should paint 3 guys on 1 base. I can just put 1 guy. I have to paint 3 guys on 1 base. Look at this giant guy. This guy's pretty cool. All right, so that's all the miniatures from this game, and that's really the core box. Now, from the core box, we're going to move on to some of the expansion materials and see what else we've got inside Bloodborne. The next box I'm going to go for is the Chalice Dungeon. This is an expansion for Bloodborne. Let's go ahead and see what this is. Now, I'm sure a lot of this is going to be very similar to the core game. It's probably going to have new adventures and things like that. Of course, we have a rules supplement that's going to go through and tell us everything that's in it and all the new updated things that are happening inside this particular adventure. Again, we look like we have new locations that we're going to be seeing, and there's probably going to be a ton of them, and they're probably all going to disintegrate before my eyes again, so I'm just going to put them aside. Let me see. Yep, these are all going to be just tile maps. I can feel one falling apart underneath my hands. All right, we're going to put those aside, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at this. We do have, looks like, is it 1, 2, 3, 4 new hunters, which is pretty cool, and I'm sure all of these are going to play slightly different from the core game, guys. We've got a stake driver. That's pretty awesome. We've got a rifle spear. We've got a beast claw, and we've got the Chickog. I'm terrible. I don't know what that is. All right, these are the new ones that we're going to get in this, and of course they're going to have the alternates on the other side because these are their trick weapons. We've got the beast claw. We've got the rifle spear. We've got the stake driver. Nothing's really changed in much of these. This one's changed a little bit. It's got more of a, looks like a blood or flaming sword of some kind. All right, but of course they do change in their attacks up here and maybe their powers as well. So that's what these are. We also have Hunter versus Hunter. Oh, this is where we do PvP combat. All right, interesting. So there's PvP inside this box. All right, we'll put those aside, and let's see what else we have. We have some more cards. This is one of the bosses, the Beast Possessed Soul. And then it looks like we're going to have what are these? These are going to be some of our monsters, and we're going to see what else is in here. It's probably about all that's going to be in this thing is our monsters and stuff. Yep, these are all different new monsters. And a bell ringer, I don't even know what that is. All right. But of course, our monsters are going to have its own hit points. It's going to have its own attacks, and they're going to have 2 different sides. So you have to you pick randomly which side you fight, which is kind of cool. So even the monsters are going to be a little bit different each time you fight them. And the rest, these are going to be, I'm guessing, cards for upgrades and things like that. These are actually all the different, of course, enemy cards for the different bosses that are inside this box. And then we also have Chalice traps, whatever those are. Let's look at one of them. It says guillotine, permanent. Place 1 insight token in this space. Hunters entering this space must dodge or suffer 3 damage. Oh, that sounds like a bad idea. And it's a dodge of really slow. So if you have any dodge that's faster than that, the speed is indicated by the amount of these arrows. The more you have, the faster it is. So this is a pretty slow trap, but it's kind of cool. They're implementing traps. And these, of course, are probably going to be all of our miniatures. I don't know what else is going to be in this box. That's it. It's just miniatures. Let's, of course, take a look at them and see what we have. I can already see something that's it's going to freak me out already because I am deathly afraid of bugs and I see a big giant bug. All right, yep, we've got scorpions here. These are awesome. I'm afraid of bugs. I don't know why I grabbed the first one. I grabbed the bug first. Looks like we have some scarecrow looking guys, which is kind of neat. Again, I apologize. I don't know the name of these. I didn't look at the enemy cards. I'd like to be a little surprised. These, of course, are going to be all of our different hunters. Oh, that looks pretty awesome. Big fan of this one's pretty awesome. Look at this. It's the stake. This is the guy with the stake that it's got a giant like repeating stake. Oh, that's pretty awesome. All right, almost looks like a shovel. That's kind of cool. All right, and then of course we've got some of our boss monsters. Looks like down here. Oh, look at these. These are pretty cool. We've got some rats. We've got what is this? The princess or something? Some kind of oh wow, that's really cool. All right, these are kind of neat. All right, and of course we've got a big giant bug. Oh God, I hate bugs. Bugs are yucky. All right, I don't know why I'm picking this thing up. Deathly afraid of bugs. That's why I waited to get Spadiculus for Kingdom Death as my last thing, and I still haven't built it. I don't like bugs. All right, we'll put this back in, and that's about all there is for this adventure. This one is the Chalice Dungeon. The next expansion is our Forbidden Woods expansion. Let's go ahead and see what's in this. Again, I'm going to say it's going to be very similar to the other stuff. We have new tiles. This is going to be probably for this adventure. And these are all tiles. I can already feel them from underneath. They're all going to be different tiles. We're going to put those aside. And again, we have a whole new campaign that goes, oh, there's a few campaigns in this one. This will be awesome. So it looks like there's going to be 2 different campaigns. The Dark Rites and the Den of Vipers are going to be inside this one. These are going to be all, I believe, are going to be some of our adventure cards. We've got, okay, let's go through all this stuff. It's going to be really neat. So some of the cards that come in this are going to be first, our Forbidden Woods rules. Bonus chapter. The expansion includes the Forbidden Woods bonus chapter. This chapter is never played on its own, but incorporated into other campaigns. To incorporate the bonus chapter into your campaign, take the Mysterious Connection mission card and follow its instructions. Completing this mission during gameplay will reveal further instructions on how to proceed. That's kind of cool. And of course, here's our enemies for this one are right back there. And our Mysterious Connection one is right here. Special setup. The mission can be added to any chapter. If the chapter does not include the Esophagus Clinic tile, take it out and add it to the deck. So this is going to be how you start this particular campaign inside your own campaign. So you can be doing a double campaign, you do that one, and you might be able to fly into one of these. That's kind of cool. I'm really digging that. And it does come with a couple new weapons, and it has a couple bosses too that come with it as well. And here's, of course, the decks that go along with those bosses. Those are the different attack decks. Then we have some cards. What are these? These are the event or the cards you get from going through parts of the campaign. Then we have Dark Rites cards, and we have ritual materials. Now, I don't know, of course, what those do. They're probably built in with this campaign and are probably told to us through the different story cards that we're going to get. And of course, we have all those little miniatures that come with this. And by little, I don't mean like real small. They're taped down, so I'm just going to hold it up a little bit. We've got a giant pig, which is kind of cool. This is, I don't even know what that is. It's pretty awesome. These miniatures are really, really cool. Oh, look at those giant snakes. That's great. And we've got like almost a Medusa type character up on top here, but I can't really get him in the picture. That's okay. All right, we're going to put this back in here, and that's really the end of this one. These expansions don't have, they've got enough content to make it really cool, but they're not obviously as big as the actual base game. Now, of course, that is our Forbidden Woods. Let's move on to another one. Next, we have the Blood Moon box. This is going to be our next one. Let's see what's in here. This is going to be pretty cool. It looks like we've got some new hunters, and it looks like it comes with quite a few hunters. Let's take a look at these hunters. We've got, oh, it looks like the Tonaris or something, and then it's got, which looks like a bludgeoning weapon of some kind. Let's see if I can, Tonatoris or something. I apologize if I say it wrong. All right, which then turns into a bigger spike ball of death, which is pretty cool. Oh, look at this guy, Blade of Mercy. It looks like a what they was kind of the surgeon type characters from long ago. Let's see here. And then on the backside, it's got two Blades of Mercy. One wasn't enough. Let's use two. That's pretty cool. All right, then you got the, oh, look at this guy. He's got a wheel. Oh my gosh, that's pretty awesome. This on attack heal 1. Oh, I think I might have found my character. I might give this guy a shot. Oh, look at how big that whale gets. It gets into 2 wheels. Oh my gosh, this guy looks awesome. And look how much damage he does. And he's healing on top of that. So if an enemy hits you, you can then heal after you attack. That's not, oh my gosh, that's not bad at all. Then we got Ludwig's Uncanny Holy Blade again. Oh, this is a different character holding that same blade. Let's see. Oh, it's the same blade. That's pretty awesome. I'm sure it fights exactly the same. Then we got here, we got a Kirkhammer. Huh, interesting. It looks like Triangle Man from, was it Part 3? What game was that? That was Part 3. Oh, I totally forgot. All right, let's see what this triangle head from, what was it? Silent Hill. That's it. Silent Hill 3. Kirkhammer. Huh. He's got a big giant hammer on his back. He's got a sword on the front. Look at that thing. Crushing Slam. Oh my gosh. Brutal Blade. Oh, these guys just get better. Oh, it's a huge scythe. Of course it is. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Oh my gosh, these guys are awesome. I'm really pumped for these guys. All right, we're going to go through all this stuff and see what it is. Of course, the minis are in here as well. I bet the minis are going to have, I'm going to look at all those dudes with all those awesome weapons. Let's take a look. If I can get this thing out of the box. Come on, man. Let's go. All right, there we go. Out of the box it goes. These things are going to be sweet. Make all the noise. Here we go. Good giant spiders. Definitely afraid of spiders, too. That's awesome. And, of course, it's tape. Yay. Now that I got the tape off these, let's take a look at some of these. These are going to be pretty cool. I don't know what those are. Those are probably an enemy type that are inside here. So let's take a look at this. Yes, in there are basically just the enemies. So it's all these different enemies. Yeah, look at this. Small Nightmare Apostle. Whoa. All right. Look at these guys. I'm actually showing you some of these, and I don't mind, because these are kind of cool. Who's that girl? She's not in here. Must be something different. Must be part of a quest or something. Well, she has a lot of chests here. So who knows? This could be an actual physical dungeon crawler type game. Now, I noticed there's no story cards to it. So this is something we probably just incorporate. Oh, there's the giant spider. That's awesome. Man, giant spiders. Yuck. I'm so afraid of bugs. Charlotte's Web. Oh my gosh, that was terrified me when I was young. All right, let's see what this. Oh, there's that guy with the wheel. This is probably going to be the guy I use. This guy looks awesome. Oh, look at the big giant hammer. Oh my gosh. These guys are awesome. Really pumped for this one. This one is pretty cool. I'm really excited for these guys. These guys look really cool. All right, then you got this giant saw blade guy himself. Here he comes. Roar down the hallway. I'd hate to see him in a dark hallway. All right, what are these? Oh, wow, look at how freaky those guys are. That's really cool. Wow, those are neat. All right, now like I said, this doesn't come with any type of campaign, so I'm sure while you play the game, you could probably incorporate these into your game, I'm guessing somehow. I'd have to look into it, but I'm pretty excited if you can. So that's really that's all that's in here. The only other cards left are, I think, some boss cards and stuff. Yeah, it's just the different firearms for all the different characters that they start with. And then, of course, the boss card here, the large apostle here, that has 14 health or 16 or 20, depending on how many characters you play with. And then here, of course, is its AI deck that it has right here. That's all that's in this box. Lots more guys. Probably going to be using one of those in my playthrough because those guys are pretty cool. And that's really about it inside this one. Next, we're going to do the Forsaken Cainhurst Castle expansion. We're going to see how this one plays. We're going to go ahead and open it up and take a look. We've got, of course, more tiles that have to do with this quest or this box of awesome expansion material. We've got, of course, some bosses up here. We've got a way that's going to help us figure out how to play the game. And, of course, we're going to have some cards that I bet are going to be the character's AI deck. The first thing comes with this Forsaken Castle Cainhurst rules. Branching campaign. This expansion contains 2 unique campaigns that share a common Chapter 1. Players' choices throughout this game will branch them into 2 full campaigns. Players should always start by using the Forsaken Castle deck, though play will instruct the players on how to proceed. Martyr's Legacy or the Queen's Legacy decks are never used on their own until the decks are when they're instructed to. This is a bonus chapter, never played on its own, but incorporated in the non-Cainhurst campaigns. To incorporate the bonus chapter, I add the Cainhurst Summoning's consumable card and add it to the consumables deck. Discovering the consumable during the gameplay will reveal further instructions on how to proceed. That's amazing. This is super cool how they're having the expansions actually played inside the core box, and as you find stuff, you can branch into these. These are some of the monsters that are part of this thing. We got a Bloodsucker. We've got Cain's Servant. All right, we got some, but you're going to see the miniatures for those. Then, of course, like he was saying, it looks like it starts with the, well, this is a Forsaken Legacy. These are the summons, so that's not what it is. But it must come with the Forsaken Castle. Here it is. This is the introduction. So it's going to start here. I haven't opened this deck, and I'm not going to. And then it's going to branch into one of these 2 as you play. That's really cool. And I'm sure that the item is found inside here, which is here. These are the phase 1 and 2 cards of all these. And I bet one of these is, these are the cards you're going to find in here. And I bet one of these, here's the consumable. So you're going to put this in your consumable thing. And once you find this, you're going to be able to move into this campaign if you wish to. That's really cool. I'm excited. This one actually looks really cool. It looks definitely very gothic and awesome. Some of the miniatures are amazing, I'm sure. Look at these things. Oh, these are so good. So let's take a look at some of these. These are going to be, okay. Of course, the top guys up there are definitely our bosses. They're going to be really neat. But check out this guy. A guy without he's a knight guy. That's pretty awesome. I thought it was a guy without a face for a second there. This is pretty cool. Oh, I thought that might have been a candle, but it's actually a dagger she's walking around with. Okay, and we've got these flying guys here. Pretty awesome. A little wiggly on the base, I'm not too worried about that. Oh, let's look at this. These are probably the 2 bosses, depending on which campaign you go down. This must be the Queen, and this is the other person. I forgot what they called this thing, the Martyr's Legacy. That guy looks pretty neat. All right, that's this box again. That is the Forsaken Cainhurst Castle. Now, it also came separate was this Forsaken Cainhurst Castle Extra. So whatever this extra is, oh, it's just another guy. All right, this is the guy who's got a sword. I will never pronounce correctly, so I don't think we'll be using this guy. I will never pronounce that correctly. Oh my gosh! All right, so he's got a sword. That's pretty interesting. And there's his miniature, and then this is his weapons that he can shoot. That he has the ranged attack weapons. Each one, of course, comes with a ranged attack weapon. All right. So that is the Forsaken Cainhurst Castle. Next, we have some of the smaller expansion boxes. This one is called the Hunter's Dream. We're going to take a look at it and see what's in here. It does come with a little instruction guide. that talks about the mini boss that's in here. Let's see what it says here. Bonus chapter, The Hunter's End. The Hunter's Dream expansion includes a bonus chapter called The Hunter's End. After players have completed the campaign, they may elect to play this special bonus chapter using the hunter they selected during the campaign, including all the various upgrades and rewards they have collected. The bonus chapter is played just like a normal chapter. That's kind of cool. So it expands the game past what you're normally going to play. And I bet you're going to go ahead and here's, I'm sure, the monster. Here's its AI deck. And then here's the different monsters that go along with the little campaign thing that comes in it. So it's got its own little chapter cards right here. All right, that's pretty cool. But what is that thing down there? That thing's probably the main bad guy, I'm guessing. Oh, look at this thing. Out of control. That thing's pretty cool looking. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. All right, we're going to put this back and we're going to move on to the next box and see what we can find. Next we have Mergo's Loft. We'll go ahead and check this out. It comes with a tile. I'm sure this is very similar to the way the other thing went. You're probably fighting against this in the end maybe. Let's see where it's got some enemies that we can go ahead and look at. Looks like we've got Margot's Chief Attendant. And then I'm guessing the other things, that's this thing. Then we got these guys. Well, these guys look all banged up. All right, we'll take a look at those in just a second. Let's see what these are all about. Yeah, these are just the two enemies that are inside here. And then, of course, we have the boss up here. And it's got a pretty thick pack of cards. So it's got our boss card on top, but it does look like this is a full campaign inside this box. See the full campaign? I'm sure this is the AI deck that goes with it. I can't even talk. We're going to go ahead and put all that back. Now let's take a look at these minis. I'm kind of, I want to see what happened to these guys. They got all banged up. All right, let's open this up. This guy looks awesome. Look at this thing. That thing looks really cool. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, then let's look at these guys. Look at that. All right, I might have to do a little bit of fixing here on these. That's okay. And there's only 3. I think I'm supposed to have 4. Oh, well, I'll try to contact Cool Mini or not. Look at this guy. It's like doing the worm or something. Oh, my gosh. All right. Let's see here. Then you got these guys. It didn't fall into one of these. Nope, it only got 3. All right. We got to figure out what to do about that. All right. That is Margot's Loft. That apparently is missing a guy, and all the guys got smashed in Margot's Loft. All right. We're going to go on to the next one and see what we see. The next expansion is this Byrgenwerth. We'll see how this one is all about. It's got its own, oh, that's a neat little tile. Look at that. It's like right over the ocean, or maybe over the, it might drop off the world here. Oh, that looks like the ocean. Look at that. Moonside Lake. That's kind of cool. Swim around a lake. Why not? I'm sure there might be, maybe be rules about that. Well, I probably would have had a rule supplement if that's the case. Let's see what's in the box. I'm sure a bunch of minis will be really cool. Let's see what there are. Yep, we've got this giant, like, I don't even know what this thing is. Giant, weird-looking creature mini. We've got, oh, here it is. It's a Rom the Voracious Spider. So it's a giant spider. That's fun. More spiders. Awesome. Why does this guy keep fighting spiders? All right, let's see what else we got in here. We got, looks like some other miniatures on the bottom that are probably taped together. That's fine. We're going to see what we got here. This guy looks kind of cool. Oh, look at it. He's got like a scholar hat on or something. Interesting. We got some more bugs down there. We'll leave them down there. And I bet these are some more bugs over here. Yep, we got bugs down there. We're just going to leave the bugs in the box just like that. And our decks of cards, of course, are our boss. And then it is a full campaign inside this box. And, of course, these are our bad guys. And look, he is a scholar. How about that? Oh, gentleman and a scholar. What do you know? And of course, that both the enemy, all the enemies have 2 different sides. So that's going to be what is inside this one. The, what is it? Byrgenwerth expansion. Next is the upper cathedrals. Like, these boxes never end. They just keep going and going. We're going to see what's in this one. This one, of course, is probably very similar to everything else we've been opening lately. It's got a boss in here. It's got the enemy cards that come with it. It's got the boss, and it's got a full campaign that goes along with it. And then, of course, it's phase 1 and phase 2 AI deck. And then it's got all the miniatures that go along with it. And each one seems to start coming with 1-2 different monsters, and then our boss, which looks just crazy. The bosses are absolutely out of control. Look at this thing. Wow, look at that. Oh, this is the textures and stuff on that. Oh, that's so good. All right, well, we'll flip this guy in here. You got attacked by that guy. All right, so that is what's inside. Which one is this? The upper cathedral. So the unboxings are starting to move along a little bit faster. I'm not going to open all these cards because they seem to be doing about the same thing. They seem to be having all about the miniatures and then the same kind of idea of having a campaign inside each of these boxes. The last of the box expansions is going to be this one. This is Yahar'gul's Unseen Village. Pretty cool. And look, I found the village. It's not unseen anymore. Oh. All right, let's see what's inside here. Of course, we got our monster cards. We then have our boss, and it is a full campaign, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And this is going to be its phase 1 and phase 2 deck. And then these are the miniatures. And these, wow, these miniatures, look at this thing. It's like a giant skull factory. That's pretty awesome. Let's see what else we got. This guy's cool. It's like a wraith type creature coming at you. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. It's got a bag on the back. Oh, I don't know what's in the bag. That's gonna be bad news. And look at this thing. Oh, it looks like something out of a horror movie. That's pretty cool. Wow. This one looks pretty neat. I'm pretty excited for this one. This one looks really cool. All right, we're gonna put this stuff all back in here. That's really about all that is for all the different boxes I have. There is one more box, and that's this small one here that says the board game Hunter's Dream Extras. What is in here? This looks to be. These are some of the actual, this was from the expansion areas. Oh my gosh, get all this stuff out of here. These are the minis that I was really excited about from I saw the Hunters, and it looks like you can play them as enemies. That's what this is. You can play these as different enemies, and they have weapons, and of course they have where they spawn, I guess. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna have to look into this too. This looks pretty neat. Wow, that's cool how they're actually incorporating some of these. So this could probably make your game a little bit tougher if you want, because I can't imagine not fighting a hunter would be very tough. So these probably are gonna be a lot tougher mini bosses than you would normally fight in the game, which is pretty cool. So that's the end of the Yahar'gul Unseen Village and our Hunter Dream Extras. So that's it. That's Bloodborne, the board game by Cool Mini or Not. This game is something I've been waiting for a while. Now, again, like I said, I haven't played the video games, so a lot of the enemies and the locations and things I'm not actually that familiar with, and I do apologize. I hope that it didn't get away from the unboxing. Now, I'm going to be moving into a playthrough of this, and I'm going to go ahead and pick one of the different hunters. I'm really excited to try one of the, I have a couple that I'm really excited for that I want to give a shot to. Also, I think I'm going to recruit Colin from One Stop Co-op Shop to come and record this game with me as well. I think we're going to have a blast playing this together. Now, the thing I need from all of you is I need you to tell me which one of our scenarios or campaigns we should try to play through in this game. There are 4 different ones that come in the base game. The Long Hunt. We also have Growing Madness, The Secrets of the Church, and the Fall of Old Yaren. So go ahead and tell me in the comments below which one of these you want to see played. The game recommends playing this one first, but I have no problem playing any one of these for this channel. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be really cool to see how the whole campaign unfolds. And it's so big of a campaign that you can play these multiple times with branching different paths, and I'm sure it always is going to be a little bit different. I'm sure you're always going to end up fighting that big bad guy at the end, but how you get there and what you have is the main part of the fun of this campaign game, is how I understand it. Now, if you did enjoy the unboxing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell symbol so you know when the campaign starts coming out. We're, like I said, going to be moving into this pretty quick. I'm excited to do this. I want to get some stuff painted up and start playing this game. Also, please leave anything in the comments below. I would love to hear from everyone on top of which scenario you think we should play. Now, of course, we're going to pick our hunters because we like some of the hunters. But I do want to have you guys have a say into what campaign we're going to play through, because I want to make sure I get something out that everybody wants to see. And whichever one gets the most votes, that's the one we'll play. And if yours doesn't make the vote, I'm sorry, but look on the bright side. You're going to see Bloodborne, and it's going to be awesome because I'm really excited to put this out there. Again, thank you so much for watching. And if you're excited to see Bloodborne and the hunters that have to take down, well, whichever one you decide, then I need you to meet me at the table.